Now, we offer you 4 incredible platforms that power these world-changing product experiences: watchOS, tvOS, OS X, iOS.
This is watchOS 2, and we're going to look at an app called OneFootball. We're going to launch it from the complication on the bottom left, and we're going to see how long it takes. So here we are launching the app. It takes a few seconds to launch, and then once it launches, it loads some data, and it updates. There we go. So that is a pretty typical example in watchOS 2. Now we're going to take a look at OneFootball launching in watchOS 3. Are you guys ready? OK, don't blink. That's it. So that example is about 7 times faster, but it feels like 1,000,000 times faster. Now we've added Control Center. You just swipe up from the bottom, just like on iOS, and very familiar. With Scribble, you have a new way to respond just by writing what you like on the screen, and you can just quickly draw the letters for your message right there, like writing something like Starbucks. And you can see the letters go right on top of each other. Added a really simple new face that we call numerals, which is very beautiful. And the hours actually go around the dial during the day. And you can choose from a variety of fonts that match your style. So a really simple new watch face called numerals.
So with watchOS, we're introducing activity sharing. And it couldn't be simpler. All you have to do is swipe to the right of your own activity rings, and there you will see your selected family and friends rings as well. So with watchOS, we're launching a brand new app for health. It's called Breathe. And it's designed to guide you through simple, deep breathing sessions that can help you quiet your mind, relax your body, and just better deal with everyday stress.
Also adding a number of new APIs that you can take advantage of when you're building apps for the watch. One of those is support now for Apple Pay within your app on the watch. So you can do purchases right there. Fitness apps will now be able to run in the background during workouts, enabling access to real-time heart rate information and motion data. And this is going to enable a whole new category of fitness apps on the watch. Also, we're enabling a much richer and expressive apps in watchOS, including support for Sprite Kit and Scene Kit, native event support from the Crown, and for touch gestures. You can clap, it's good. Audio and video can be embedded right inside your app UI, and you can connect across devices with Game Center and CloudKit.
And so we're making a new version of the remote app. This is what it looks like. It's got a beautiful now playing screen with playback controls, but most importantly, all the features of the Siri remote. You have touch for navigation, Siri to give it commands, and it uses the accelerometer and gyroscope to play games. She searches over 650,000 movies and TV shows now. But what about YouTube? Well, that's easy too, because now you just ask Siri, search YouTube for Steph Curry's three-pointers. Siri launches YouTube and shows you the results. A great new feature called Live Tune-In. And all you have to do, watch ESPN2. Taken straight to the action. Go! When you go in and you launch a video channel app for the first time, you get something like this. And you've got to go find a browser, authenticate with a code, and then authenticate to your TV provider. Well, we're going to make this change a little bit. But it's worse because you've got to do it for each and every app. And now we're going to make it all go away with a feature we call single sign-on. Great new features for you as well. First of all, Replay Kit, where you can live broadcast your gameplay or save the video to share it later. We've got PhotoKit, gives you access to your complete iCloud photo library, all the videos, all the photos. And of course, HomeKit, where you can create apps to control all the devices at home. And that's just some of the many features. We've got things like support for 4 game controllers, multiplayer game sessions, and a lot more. And that is a quick update to the tvOS.
Our latest, newest OS 10 is macOS Sierra. Now, the next continuity feature in macOS Sierra is Universal Clipboard. Now, wow, gasp. But I know copy and paste is so fundamental to the way that we use our Macs for so many years now. But what if when you were on even your iPhone and you found some text and you just went to copy it, that when you then went to your Mac, well, you could just paste it right in. And now you can. With images, video, everything, it's completely automatic. But you know, for 30 years now, we've all learned to do the work, the things that we're working on right now. Well, where do we put those? So often it's on our desktop. So let's make our desktop available on our other Macs as well, and have those files be available to us on the go on our iPhones. Now you can. We shop online, on the web, in Safari. And so what are we doing? We're bringing Apple Pay to the web. Next, picture-in-picture. We love watching video on the web, but sometimes we like to keep track of a video while we're doing other work. Well, now you can. You can push the picture-in-picture button. Your video goes into a nice little pip. You can move it around the screen, and it works great in full screen as well. Even great features in macOS Sierra. But there is one more. And this year, I'd like to take the unusual step of letting this feature introduce itself.
Hi, it's me. It sure is great to be on the Mac. How about a demo?
That's right. Siri is coming to the Mac. So iOS, we're hitting a big milestone because now I'm pleased to introduce iOS 10. There are 10 big features I want to talk about today. And let's start off with number 1, that's user experience. Now, in iOS 10, we've redesigned the experience of the lock screen with rich notifications that give you quick interaction with apps through the expanded use of 3D Touch. So that is a quick look at the new lock screen and home screen experience in iOS 10. You have a beautiful new control center, interactive notifications, and great ways to use your widgets. It's great on the iPhone and the iPad as well. Next, number 2, Siri. Huge part of the user experience in iOS. Now, Siri services over 2 billion requests a week from customers. And there's so many things that you can ask Siri. But now in iOS 10, Siri's going to be able to do so much more because we're opening up Siri to developers. Number 3, QuickType. And the big news this year is we're bringing Siri intelligence to the keyboard and ever. So you might get asked, where are you? Well, Siri can suggest right there on the suggestion bar that you supply your current location. Tap it, and you can get your location with a map right into your transcript. And Siri now, the QuickType keyboard supports multilingual typing. So if you like typing alternating maybe between English and Spanish or Italian, you don't have to switch keyboards. QuickType can follow you automatically. Next, number 4 is photos. Now, we love capturing so much of our lives on our cameras. So now we let you see all of your photos on a map. It's a great way to relive a trip, for instance. But the big news in photos this year is advanced computer vision. We're applying advanced deep learning techniques to bring facial recognition to the iPhone. And
Let's get started with maps. Now, last year, we introduced Nearby, a great way to find places and transit with an incredible amount of detail, including all the entrances and exits from every station. But for iOS 10, we've got an all-new design for maps. It starts with making it easy to access controls and details on locations. And we're making Maps do more for you in advance. It's more proactive. So you slide up from the bottom and you can see suggestions. Maps knows that usually at this time I usually go to work. Or it can look at a calendar event and find a location. It also gives you convenient ways to filter down on the places you might want to go. For example, let's take a look at restaurants nearby. But we're in San Francisco. I feel like seafood, so I can slide across the bottom, and now I can see all the seafood restaurants right in San Francisco. Restaurant, I can book a reservation, I can request a car, I can pay for it, and I can see when it's going to arrive, all without leaving Maps. Number 6, music. So Apple Music lets you play from millions of songs, thousands of playlists curated by our team of experts, and it's been an incredible year. We now have over 15 million paid subscribers. This is the fastest music service ever in its first year. And we've learned a lot along the way, and so today, we've got an all-new Apple Music redesigned from the ground up. Number 7, let's talk about news. Now, last fall, we introduced Apple News to bring you the best stories from the best publishers, all personalized for you. And we introduced it with a great set of publications, but we've got a lot more. We now have over 2,000 publications in Apple News, and our readers are loving it. In fact, we have over 60 million monthly users reading in News. And with iOS 10, we've got some big changes. It starts with an all-new design. Here's what it looks like. We've taken all of the stories in For You and broken them up into clear sections, which makes them easier to follow. Here's Top Stories. Here's Trending, where you can see the most popular stories right now. All of the topics you follow, like sports. And News is even smart enough to create new topics for you based on what you read. Here's one for me on Formula One racing. And
now on to number 8, and it's HomeKit. This year, we're taking the next big step for HomeKit and iOS in the home. We're building on the HomeKit framework with a great new app we call Home. It's right on your iOS home screen. Number 9, phone. You know, we all receive a lot of calls, but we want to make sure that when you miss your calls, you have the best experience possible. So now you can actually get voicemail transcription of your incoming calls, so you can see what it's about without having to listen. iOS 10, we have a great new VoIP API that means your experience for incoming calls instead can be like this. So next, number 10, and this one's a doozy. It's messages. Really convenient. Now, people really love emoji, and now we've made them 3 times bigger in the because now we have bubble effects. So if you want to say it loud, you can say it loud. And if you want to say it more gently, well, now you can do that as well. And you know, sometimes you want to get across something personal. And invisible ink gives you the way to do that. So you can just slide your finger across the bubble and clear away the message like that. And it's a really great way to share a surprise. A little scared to see what's behind that. You can just slide across. Okay. And so now we support handwritten messages. Think handwriting bubbles. And you see when it comes across, the care there is the ink just settles in to the transcript. It's really beautiful. We're opening up messages to developers as well with iMessage apps. Mention just a couple more things, like notes collaboration. You now can work live with multiple people in the same note. Conversation view in Mail, so you can scroll from message to message in a single thread on your iPhone and iPad. Live photos are better than ever. We have digital video image stabilization, so they're buttery smooth, and they're editable now as well. And finally, split view in Safari on iPad, so you can put 2 websites side by side in Safari on your iPad.